Surprising new development in the story about the missing ashes and involving a UA senior who had her storage unit stuff thrown out.
We first told you about this story Monday, a story you'll only see here on WBRC. Abby Armstrong went to check on her personal items at Radiant Storage and then found that it had been swept clean, including some of her father's ashes. Brian Henry broke the story. He is live from Tuscaloosa with an update today and a response, Brian.
Well, Jonathan, Sarah, Abby Armstrong and her mom were having late breakfast at a Waffle House on Monday here in Tuscaloosa when they got a call from Radiant Storage. Now, the call lasted about 5 minutes, and according to Armstrong, the company admitted they made a mistake, a clerical error at one store.
Terrible.
2 days after our initial story, Abby Armstrong says her anger has subsided somewhat, but remains disappointed that it happened at all.
It just seems to me like something got messed up with their management switchover.
Long before the phone call from Radiant Storage on Monday, Abby Armstrong says there is no doubt what happened to her stuff. Personal items like clothes, school textbooks, and mattresses went straight to a Tuscaloosa City landfill off Highway 82. It is here in the dump where Abby's personal items are buried, worth around $20,000 according to Armstrong, along with a small box of her late father's ashes. She says a ping directed her to the city landfill.
Like a week ago when everything was happening, we remembered that we had an Apple AirTag and some of my stuff in there, and so we were able to track it to the landfill.
Now, the possible plan of action to retrieve any of it from the muck.
Or I'm just kind of waiting for my boyfriend to come back so we can go there and see if it's...
While that's being worked out, Abby Armstrong says the company wants to make it right by possibly reimbursing what was lost if it can be found. Radiant Storage has declined to talk about the matter with WBRC.
He's told us to get a list together so that we could write down how much was worth.
As for her father's ashes?
Right now, I don't really have high hopes for it.
Somewhere in the landfill lies just about everything Abby Armstrong owned during her time as a college student at the University of Alabama, including a big piece of her heart, her father who died 2 years ago. Abby Armstrong says her mom described the tenor of the phone conversation on Monday as friendly and cooperative, but not a word on how or why this happened in the first place. In Tuscaloosa, Brian Henry, WBRC, Fox 6 News.